everybody. It's a nice cool evening. It's Friday, April 21st. I'm going to be adding some compost material to the compost pile. I'm going to try to make this a routine every time I add more food or scraps or whatever. I want to try to make a post about it because one of the helpful things is to see how quickly a certain compost setup can manage and handle a certain amount of scraps that you give it on a weekly basis or daily basis or whatever, monthly basis. So, you know, if you've seen my videos before, you know that I currently have two 70-liter tubs set up, or you know, anyway. So I've got an almost full container here. What is this? 3.5 liters. The lettering is clear on here. It's hard to. I think this is like a 3.5 liter container, something like that. Anyway, I mean, it's not compacted, you know, they're kind of just all jumbled up in there, but it's pretty full. So some other stuff I've got here is this jug of coffee grinds. I save these separately because they don't attract bugs. They don't have like a really fragrant smell to other animals or insects. Nothing ever wants to get into it, so those I can leave open, add the coffee grinds to it, and just leave it out so that they dry out and don't get moldy. And that way I have something to add to the soil directly, which is good if I want to give the worms that are in my planters some organic material to eat, because I've got worms in these planters and pots too, and you know they need nutrition every once in a while. So instead of giving them something like, you know, fruit or vegetable scraps, which will have an attractive smell to other insects, I use those coffee grinds. They're a good organic material to use in these uncovered, you know, opened planters, because they won't really attract you know, unwanted pests. So but if I have the extra room in the compost bins and I decide I want to add the coffee grinds to those compost bins, then I'll do that sometimes too, but usually I'll save that space for stuff like this. So let's just go see how much room we've got in these bins. So I added, and you can see there's another video that I didn't post yet, but I did some recording the other day talking about this larger tub here. So that's a 200-liter tub, and I'm going to rearrange this area down here so that this space uses that. You can't see my hand. I'm going to rearrange this space here so that the compost setup uses that square bin, and it'll increase the efficiency a little bit, because there's a lot of dead space using these round tubs here. So we've got about 140 liters of volume in those two tubs, and you know, we'll upgrade it to 200 liters, which is it's a good increase. It adds almost another full containers worth here, and I don't know if you could see something crawling around there. That's our lizard friend, but the lighting is making it difficult for the camera to pick up. I could see it no problem, but the camera's focusing on the brighter areas. Anyway, so the other day, maybe it was a couple days ago, I added a lot of material to this one. So we're gonna open it up. We're gonna open this one up and see where we're at here. Little warning. This actually, I need a taller tripod. Put it on this stool here. Hopefully I don't knock the stool over. With a tripod. I mean, hopefully I don't knock the tripod over. Because it's kind of right in the way of where I gotta work. So it's a little bit of a pain recording this to show you, but there's not a whole lot of room over here. I'll take off the strap. So what I was saying was, fair warning, don't be freaked out if you see a cockroach, because at some point during the past year, when I was doing something with the compost bins, I might have been filling them, I might have been adjusting the aeration in there or whatever, but what I think I did was walk away for a while with the lid off, kind of forgot about it, and I think that's when a cockroach got in. I hardly ever see any cockroaches up here on the fourth floor, and these bins, they don't get really stinky, they don't attract a lot of unwanted attention, but you know, there are a lot of cockroaches here in Taiwan, so it's not shocking that one found its way up here. And oop, I saw it. That cockroach has been wanting to get out for a long time, but it can't, because usually the compost level is too low for it to get out, and the sides are really slippery. So that same cockroach has just been running around in there for probably the better part of a year. So this was more full the other day. It's come down a bit. We got some worms trying to escape back there, which you can't see. I'll try to, let me bring this down a bit, just the angle, and get some more light back there. Okay, so now what I'll do for reference, we know today's date, April 21st. We see the current condition of this compost bin. And last time I added to this compost bin, I also added some paper on top. Oh, there's the cockroach. I wonder if I can get him out. Or just kill it. Oh, where'd it go? He was just there. I saw his little antenna. Son of a gun. As I poke this around, it's I don't know if you could see or tell, but there's actually more empty space underneath. It's not like it's completely solid. There's a lot of air pockets, and you don't want it to be completely compact. And that's what doing well, first of all, these tubes help, these pipes help keep an open space all the way to the bottom, but you also do layers of paper or brown material, paper or like wood chips, anything that has high carbon content, low nitrogen content, and you add it in a way that leaves a lot of open space, ripped up and crumpled up pieces of paper, so that you don't end up just dumping a pile of food in there and getting a big, dense, sloppy mound of food scraps that are going to end up anaerobically digesting, and it's going to get really stinky. You got to make sure that you keep air in there. So there's nothing dangerous in these tissues. They were just wet, and I think there was like some juice spilled on the table. So there's no chemicals in those. Safe to add. I'm just gonna dump this in there. Dump this whole thing in there. Spread it a little bit. I saw the shadow of that cockroach down there. Should have broken up this tissue a little more. Oh, I forgot there's watermelon seeds in there. Ah! Darn it. I did not want to put those watermelon seeds in here. Oh well. All right, and that's it. So that's, you saw the amount we added in, and you see what it looks like now, the level that it's at. And I'll stick the camera back in there so we can get a better focus on the contents. And we'll do this again in maybe about a week, and we'll check on that one. But then we'll probably be adding to that one instead. But we're gonna check on that one again anyway. And I'm gonna try to do this more often so we can see a weekly progress. And you know, I don't know, maybe I'll even start to, you know, track the temperature, not just the daily weather, but I'll get like some gauges to monitor the temperatures here, just to provide some other helpful information. Not that it's completely necessary, but you know, it could be useful depending on, you know, what you're doing. Yeah, maybe I'll set up you know, a probe, an internal probe, to keep a measurement of the internal temperature and moisture. But I mean, obviously this system has been working fine the way it is without, you know, any kind of high-tech measurement. But anyway,